Welcome at xRM1 Business Solutions. xRM1 is a globally active software manufacturer. We deliver business solutions based on the Microsoft Dynamics platform. We are offering solutions for project management, HR management, idea management as well as time tracking.
Welcome to the new features presentation of xRM1 Rollup 16. This is an overview for all features that were introduced in Rollup 16 for all solutions of xRM1. So to give you a quick overview of all the things, we've created this table. Here are the different solutions shown: CRM project, HR management, time tracking, and idea management. So you see which of the features is available in which of the solutions. And on this side of the table, you see if it's available for 2013 or 2015 and or 2011. So first of all, we start with the first topic here: entities and navigation updated for Dynamics CRM 2013 and 2015. So what we did in the Rollup 16 is we cared for all these navigational items here, starting with the project menu, the human resource menu, ideas menu, and checked on the different entities so that they are really looking like all the standard Dynamics CRM 2013 and 15 entities. So look at this icon here. So this is new. So all these new icons are introduced within Rollup 16 so that you see everything in the same look and feel like 2013 and 2015. Same for the forms. So if we go into one of these forms, you will see that there is a lot of different adjustments done on the forms. So the forms have much more content. So in this resolution, it's not perfect, but if you're using a bigger screen, which is typical for a project manager, for example, then this looks really nice. Yeah. And this is done for all the entities within all the solutions, HR management 2, for example. So if we look here, for example, on the employee form, then you see the same thing for the employee form 2. So for example, if we see here Paul Morrison, yeah. So that you see here much more information on the first screen, and for example, the business data or the HR management data. Just streamlined everything to the new CRM solutions. In this context, we wanted to do something for the navigation, for the usage of the system, and therefore we took all the settings parts that were available in Dynamics CRM and our solutions. So all the settings entities that were typically aligning here in this navigation, we consolidated under this this tile here, so new settings item, and here you see all the different settings options that are available within Dynamics CRM 2013 and 2015, so that you can easily access all these items and do not have so many items in the navigation bar. So this was streamlined in this context here too. And the same is done for HR management. So if we go to the HR management section, there you have a lot of items of the settings area done that are now available in the organizational section. So here's the organizational section. There are the HR settings. So here you find all the HR settings for the base data, the base settings of the HR management solution. So especially to help new customers and for sure existing customers which upgrade to the latest Rollup 2, we changed the place where all the wizards of xRM Business Solutions are located. To get easy access to these things, to these locations, we just took the option to put these settings, these wizards to the solutions import area. So if you now go to settings solutions, there you import our solution. You find the wizards now directly here on top, so you don't have to look for this, and you have easy access to this. For sure, if you are a new customer and you import the solution, then you have to once press F5 to update your screen, so this wizard shows up. So still one refresh of the screen, but not looking around in the different options of the areas. Okay, so then first detailed improvement for idea management on the 2015 and 2013 side. So we changed the whole form for idea management to use the graphical process which shows the idea process, the idea management process. So if we go to the idea management section and we open a typical idea here. So active ideas, let's go to this one here. And then you see that we have the typical process view here, the business process of Dynamics CRM 2013-2015. We can easily jump to all the different sections. So starting with the submitting, we can directly jump to, for example, evaluation, yeah, and we find all the different available data in the different sections here, yeah. And we took out most of the information down here, so that only the real idea information are down here. And so some of the sections still have some content here, like this this posting here, or for example, open discussion, validation. If we go to the evaluation, the criteria are down here still, but the different fields are already here in the process, and you can easily access them right within the process above. Okay, then something that is a little bit more technical. The activity calculation plugin has changed to synchronous. So we improved a lot within the calculation procedures so that we were able to put the activity calculation plugin to synchronous. Previously, it has been asynchronous, so that if someone had a new time entry, the information for this time entry showed up after a while because it's asynchronous. So if we are looking at such a project here, for example, and you have created a typical time entry here, so we just go to activities here and create a new, so we have already a time entry here. So as soon as you just modify something here on this time entry, or you update this or close this, this information down here about the costs and so on will be automatically calculated immediately. So if we mark this as completed, and we refresh here, so this is already gone because it's completed. And if you go to closed activities, we see the review here, and we see directly calculated everything. So this is immediately done then, yeah. So don't have to wait until the asynchronous process is finished. So this is immediately done for a better user experience, so that you directly see all the values that come out of the calculation. And for sure, it directly calculates it up to the parent project. This is updated then too, and so on. So all is synchronous and much faster and much more smooth for the customer experience. So then there was the introduction of the rapid time entry within Rollup 15 as a beta version already. So within Rollup 16, we introduced the final version of the rapid time entry. So if we go to the employee cockpit, So you find the employee cockpit at many places. For example, in most of the areas you find it here on the top. You see the images changed here too. So if we go to the employee cockpit, and there is one page which is the rapid time entry. So you just click here and change it to the rapid time entry. So you have here different options for time entry. Basically, this cockpit is delivered like this here. So you have an option of time entry here in the upper part. You have the option of entering the attendances here in the lower part. We come to this right away. And you have two charts which show you some total values and some overviews. And you can navigate through the different weeks. So it always jumps to the current week. You can go to the next week just by clicking here, or we just go to the previous week by clicking here. And now if you want to do a time entry, you just click here on the plus. It asks you for the project that you want to enter time on. For example, we choose the first one here. And now you can directly start entering times here. For example, I worked 1 hour on Sunday because I prepared something for a workshop on Monday. And on Tuesday, for example, I did the post-processing of the workshop. And this is it. So you see directly some values that are summed up. And you get the total values here. For example, here are shown up now as 16.5 hours. So the system tells you, okay, you did not only do time entry here on this line, but there are some other time entries from you during this day from other activity parts, for example, appointments or something like this. And if you want to do the next time entry, you can just choose the next project that we have been working on, for example, the concept. Okay, maybe we started working on the concept here for 5 hours. And maybe we did some more concept work here on Wednesday. Yeah? And so this is the rapid time entry. So you can easily create your time entries on this grid view. And it gives you the subtotals for all the time entries that you did on the top. You see on this weekly level how much hours you worked for each of the lines. You can work with different services on each of the lines. So for example, if you want to specify a service here, you can just open this and go by the lookup view to define a specific services. For example, if you have worked as a project manager instead of a senior consultant or something like this, you just define this here in the service. And if you want to add some more information, so you just can click here and then it opens this activity directly in the new window where you can modify additional content. Furthermore, it shows you here in this tooltip some more options, and all of these things are customizable. So like all employee cockpit parts, everything here is customizable. So it's just a grid view in the saved queries of the customizations of Dynamics CRM. And if you add there more columns, they show up here, for example, as a tooltip. And so everything what you see here can be rearranged. So for example, if you do not like these charts, you just take them out by the customizations. If you want to have this here on another place, you just take it out or put it to another place. So this can be all done by the customizations.
Right in the form editor, right? In the form editor?
Okay. Function for so next topic that was introduced within Rollup 16 is the function for tracking attendance versus entered times. So we added this attendance entity, which you can access here in the rapid time entry or any other employee cockpit dashboard. So this grid view here, you can use it from all the different areas within the employee cockpit. You could just bring it to another page here if you want to by the customizations. And you can do the attendance entry by the regular CRM2. So if you go, for example, to human resources, go to attendances here, you can do the attendance entry here too. Yeah, and the same charts that are available here in the employee cockpit can be brought up here in the charts area too. So for example, I can go to the weekly time entries or see my weekly overview, yeah, my daily overview, what I entered and what was my attendance here. And so the system gives you the possibilities of that you add records for each day for your attendances, or you bring in these attendances by a time clock, for example, which is already introduced in your company. And so it gives you the ability to track the hours gross, the breaks that you have had, so and calculates the hours net out of this and compares it to the hours entered that you did by the activities within the solutions of xRM1 Business Solutions. And so this can be then shown in a graphical view, for example, here on a daily basis that you see on this date, you have had 1 hour of time entry and you were attending in the company 8.75 hours within this day. And I can switch this to the weekly view where I can have my weekly goal. This weekly goal comes out of the HR management section so that you know how many hours should I work per week. You see here compared to this goal of the weekly hours, you see that you were in the company for 43 hours as net hours and you had only done time entry for 9.5 hours. So there seem to be some time entries missing for this week. In the other week we did some time entries too much or did more time entries than we were attending. So this is something there has to be some data entries that were not right. Yeah, so like the entries we just did in the employee cockpit, you remember we did this 8 hours, so it seems that we exceeded the working time here. So for example, if we just reduce this to a 1 so that we come to a regular working time here, then we so this will be updated in a second, and then we will see that this will be brought down. So the same views that we just saw in the regular CRM window, we see here in the weekly summary too. So for example, for the selected week, we had this 40 hours. So if we just go 1 week back, we see that we have the selected week with these hours here, 43, and the 40 hours as a goal. Yeah. So this is we already handled the second point here too with the charts for the attendances, and so this nominal working hours that can be tracked. These 40 hours that we just saw, these are tracked within the HR management. So if we go for and look for one employee, so we are now entered as Haley Miller in the system. So we look at Haley, what working hours she has stored in her HR data, and see these are work hours per week 40. And so this can be used then as nominal working hours, and is used for all these charts and graphs that are shown. So within the HR management, you can then track these nominal working hours and compare them against the real working hours and attendances that this employee did. So something else that we added here in the HR management is automated updates from employment contract changes. So this feature here allows you, as soon as you are within a employee record, and we go here for the contracts, employment contracts, and for example we change something here within the employment contract. So this, for example, is the permanent contract, and for example we go back to this grid view. Okay, as soon as you add there a line for new contract, because there's a contract change, then it brings you all this new information up to the employee page. So for Haley in this case, so it will show up the the changes that you did in the contract within this contract section on the digital employee file. Yeah, so as soon as we change something in the contracts, it will show up the changes here. Let's see if we can try this out. I don't know if I have sufficient permissions here in the system. Seems that I don't have sufficient permissions because I'm not allowed to add something here. So this is not possible to show this right now. Okay. Settings pages for HR related configuration. I guess we already had this thing in the beginning, but just quick so that we make this completely here. So as for all the regular settings of the xRM Business Solutions, we added within the HR management this settings page for all the HR settings, which are HR related, so that you find all these settings within this page. And this streamlines this navigation bar here so that we take out all these options in bringing them into this settings area here. Medical exams for classification of medical records is another feature that we introduced within HR management. So to be able to classify all your medical records, we introduced a new entity called medical exams. So you can maintain all the medical exams that you are regularly doing within your company. And then you can use these medical exams to store them within your medical records. So if we just go to the medical records here and we open one of these here, then you now are able to choose if it is a standard exam that this employee is going to be doing, or if it's a non-standard exam, then you can enter a specific exam text or exam content. And as soon as you select a standard exam, then you are able to select the given standard exams that are given within your settings. Yeah. So this is for having more standard records on your medical records. This is a request coming from some of our customers. So next option, skill grades for detailed skill qualification. So this is another customer request within HR management, so that you are able to classify all the skills for skill management within HR management better. We introduced skill grades. So these skill grades are listed together with the skills within the HR settings. So you have here skills and you have here skill grades. And you maintain with these skill grades the skills pretty easy, just going into the skills. For example, we go into the language skills. We have a language skill called English, and now we can just select which options for the classification of these skills are available within the skill grades. And we see here, for example, A1, A2, B, B2, C, C2, and give them a rating. And only these skill grades are then able to be selected if you classify someone for this skill English. For another skill, maybe let's see which other skill we can choose here. For example, leadership skills. Yeah, we might have different skill grades. For example, here, never heard of, knowing facts, and so on. So this enables you for each skill to define different skill grades. And if we then check on the skills of a specific employee, for example, we go here to Peter Maurer. He has English as a skill, and the required grade for him is C1, and the actual grade is B1. So then you can just go here and select all the grades that are available for English. In this case, for example, the German one, because Peter is a German user. And if we go, for example, for a English-speaking user. We see here cooperation transaction. We see here different options that you can select out of. And you always see directly the rating, which is the best one and which is the worst. So how many points you get out of the skills that you have selected there. Okay, so these were the main HR features that were introduced within Rollup 16. Now going to the CRM project features that were added to the Rollup 16. First feature that I have brought here to show you is direct links in timesheet and sales order. So we had the request from some customers to give them more easy access, especially within 2013 environments, to all of these areas. So let's see how this looks like. We just go to one project, go to the billing page of this project. And now when we select one of the timesheets here, you can now directly open this timesheet from this page here with this button here, or you can directly jump to the order of this timesheet. So this makes it much more easy for you to navigate within Dynamics CRM 2013 with a direct link to these two options, just jumping to the timesheet or just jumping to the order directly. So second thing that was brought in as a new feature within Rollup 16 is risk assessment. There is a new risk assessment added to the CRM project solution. So if we go to projects, you find project risks here now as a new thing. And if we are in one project, we find here project risks. And for example, here we already see two project risks. So let's go into one of these. And they see, okay, here project risk, no budget available. It is a risk of the organization category. It's related to this project here. The impact of the risk is 20,000. It is probable that it's the probability is 5%. So the risk value that we get out of this is 1,000. And our risk handling strategy is mitigation, and it is corrective. It will cost us 3,000. Try to negotiate with customers management is the action here. And so by this you can add all the risks of your different projects. And for all these risks, we have added some charts. For example, here you see then which is the project with the highest risks. Depending on the different risk categories. In this case, for example, staff here is at BHE, the highest risk in total. Yeah, and you find these risks as another feature within Rollup 16. You have the possibility to see these risks in all the dashboards and charts. So this has to be turned around. So within all the dashboards and charts, you see these risks as an overview. First of all, within the project manager chart, the project manager sees the risks of his project. So Haley doesn't have any projects, so the project manager gets all the risks here. And for the project portfolio, here are all the project risks given for all the projects, risk assessment by categories. So you see here all the ongoing projects and how high the risk for these projects is, depending on the different category. So, and last but not least, Goldbright was introduced within Rollup 16. So we are very happy to have our first Goldbright feature within Rollup 16. In this case, the work breakdown structure. And let's have a look at this. So just go to one of these projects, for example, I1 again, because it's our demo project. And here you have now the old work breakdown structure and the new work breakdown structure with a Goldbright in brackets behind this. And this new work breakdown structure brings you the possibility to, first of all, customize this view. So this view here is just done by a saved query by a regular CRM view. So if you go to the customizations and select the Goldbright work breakdown structure view, you can modify this, you can modify the columns and so on. You can open this, go in there, yeah. So this is typical behavior of dynamic CRM. So if we click on one of these items, it will open this line, yeah. You can just click, for example, on this owner as it is underlined, so it brings you to this owner. So typical CRM 2013, 2015 behavior. You can. This is completely new compared to the old old work breakdown structure. You can sort this. Yeah, so you can sort it by end projected, by start projected, by owner, and it always sorts it within the structure. So it sorts it within this structure, it sorts it within this level here, yeah, and so on. So you can completely compare it to Microsoft Project regarding the sorting behavior. For sure, as you can modify the view and the columns here, you can define which is the standard sorting behavior. Yeah. So if you want to have it sorted always as a standard by title internal, you just define this within the customizations. And we have inline editing here now. So if you want to change here something, you just click on edit, and then you can edit everything which shows up here in the different lines. Just edit this here, change it, whatever you like, yeah. Change the mandates and so on, change the dates. And as soon as you finish this, you simply click save. Or if you want to revert these changes, you simply click cancel. So this is something new too. So not everything is directly saved back to the system. You can decide if you want to save your changes or not. And this is the first step towards our simulation mode for planning, so that you can first of all do your changes and then decide if you want to keep the changes or not. I have been asked sometimes why is here a technical preview. So we decided to call this technical preview because there are still some functions missing, like for example changing the owner or changing the status reason. These small things will be added within the next rollup. So with rollup 17, which will be out soon, these things will be added so that this is completely available to change everything within the grid view, and then this technical preview will be gone away. So this is everything out of rollup 16, all the new features. I hope you like these, and thank you for attending, and enjoy working with our solutions.